All right, folks, breaking news. I know I did this last year, but I've decided I'm going to do it again this year. Maine, here we come. Bye, kitties. Sorry to be gone so long. Okay, I lied. I'm not doing another northbound hike this year. We were dropping off our friend Jen, otherwise known as Poles, and she is beginning her hike. So we went up to Springer Mountain to see her off. But where are we going? Because obviously we're going somewhere. Time will tell.
Hi, David. How's it going?
It's going all right.
All right. What do you got there?
This is an airport lounge cookie. It doesn't have a name.
How is it?
It doesn't even get a 1, which means I will not eat it. I'm very disappointed.
Ugh. You live a hard life.
Hey, darling. Where are we going? Don't say it. Don't say it yet.
I'm not telling.
45 divided by 65.
Hey, where are we?
Hi, David.
We're in Sevilla. It's not where we're going, but it's a stop along the way. It's this cool elevated park. Tell me about the neem tree.
You mean this tree?
Yes, that's the one.
Well, in Swahili, the Swahili name for the neem tree is Muero Baini, which means 40, and that's because they say you can use it for 40 different uses.
Wow! And what are just a couple of those uses?
Well, the primary one would be pesticides, because it's a biological pesticide, so it kills bugs by allowing, making it so that they can't eat or reproduce. And then people use it for toothbrushes. They use it for wood for their houses. But the main thing is that it's a really great pesticide.
Wow, you must have been a Peace Corps volunteer in Kenya.
You bet I was.
Senor Caballo, how do you feel about the work you do?
Rápido y no entiendo lo que sea.
Puente de los 9 Caños. I think those are 9 pipes coming out at this spring, and we are in the destination where we will start our journey on foot. So this is Ubrique in the south part of Spain. We're going to go look at a museum, but then we're going to set out on foot up there to the town of Benalucas. So after planes, trains, and automobiles and jet lag, we are about ready to start our walking tour. Ubrique is best known for its leather goods. So it's artisanal leather, and also if there's a high-end purse or wallet or a handbag, it's probably made in this town. Louis Vuitton, stuff like that. All right, this is the leather museum here in Ubrique. In this room we have all sorts of things to, I guess, tan leather, make leather, sew things from various time periods. I don't know what all these things do, but they look like they might be useful. That looks like a paper cutter on steroids. Yeah. This is leather artwork, which is originally what the town is known for. Leather garments and artwork. All this is leather. And it was only later that they started manufacturing sort of high-end leather goods. And thus begins our trekking tour, or walking, or whatever you want. So we are on the Sendero Calzada Romana, and it's about 5:30, but we don't have far to go, but we do have to go way uphill, maybe 600 or 700 feet, to a town called Benalucas. And as you might imagine by the name of this, it's an old Roman road. And if there's anything left that looks like an old road, I'll be sure and get it. And those are limestone cliffs. So the stuff around here that makes mountains is limestone, and the biggest mountains are actually dolomite, which is similar to limestone but doesn't dissolve in water like as readily as limestone does. So with this limestone you get caves, so there's a lot of caves around here. Hey buddy. Just like everywhere, there's gonna be olive trees. Right. I believe that we're seeing remnants of the old Roman road construction. It kind of blows my mind to be walking out a trail or a road that was made, I don't know, what is it, a couple thousand years ago, possibly. The creeks around here are just full of water. And last week it was raining torrentially, so our timing on the weather here to this place that gets 2 meters of rain a year, mostly in the winter, was impeccable.
David, what is this on the rockiness scale?
Well, looking at this old Roman road, I would give it Class 2 rockiness with a side of creek. So the proclamation needs to go out that maintenance is overdue. So those limestone cliffs up there are about 200 million years ago, and they would have been deformed and uplifted when the supercontinent Pangea formed. And so that would have made the Iberian Peninsula a landlocked place far inland for about 40 million years or so, when that continent decided to split apart again.
They got a divorce?
What? Yeah, that's why they did that, you ask. So these convection currents deep within the mantle have their way eventually, after 40 million years, with the continental crust and which way it might go. This reminds me a lot of central and west Texas hill country, maybe west of Austin, after a rain, of course. Here's a sign describing how the Romans would put ditches on either side of the road, and also in some areas where they had to build culverts under the road. Here's one of the culverts. There's Ubrique way down there. It's been quite a climb. We are almost to Benalcaz. You see the white buildings up there. It's almost like a shelf in the mountains. Benalcaz has a population of about 500. Salute! This town up on the hill strikes me as same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Watching the days go by, water flowing underground. This is the GR7. I don't know what the ER4 is, but the GR7 is a long trail that goes through southern Spain and onward. Alright, so this sign is shedding some doubt about whether that road was Roman in origin, and that it may have been constructed in medieval times. So, interesting. And we are really close to Benalcaz. Walking into Benalcaz. Narrow street. So far I haven't seen a soul. Left. Here's where we're staying. This is a sleepy town, at least this time of year. And somewhere around here the trail goes off and out, probably over there. Here's where we are staying. And we have this terrace. We got here just as the sun is going down. And there is maybe one restaurant that opens in town. It's going to be open at 8:30. I hear sheep.
What a view!
Hey, darling.
Hi.
How'd your last few days go?
Pretty good.
All right, we are wrapping up the day, and we are in Andalucia, Spain. And so backing up till a couple of days ago, we took an evening flight, a red eye, to Madrid, and then got right on the train to Sevilla, and stayed one night there, recovered from jet lag. Sort of. We're still jet lagged. And had a little chance to look around Sevilla. And then we got a blah blah car, which is kind of an Uber-like situation, from somebody who lives in, what's the town?
Ubrique. It's a
Ubrique.
little town like an hour and a half from Sevilla.
Yep, and it's southeast of Sevilla in some mountains, and so we started our hike there, and we got on the trail. It was 2 miles straight uphill, 1,500 feet to where we are now in Andalucia. So that's when we started our.
It was steep.
It was steep. It was 2 long miles. But that's okay. We got a late start and got in here about 7:30 and got dinner, and we are wrapping up. So we are on to the next town tomorrow, but that will be the next episode. So everybody have a wonderful evening.